I am a first-generation county kid. Grew up in University City, Missouri. It's my home, it's what I represent, but all in all, just being here in the city of St. Louis all together, I move around and do a lot of different things, so St. Louis in totality is my home. So I am the frontman for the hip-hop fusion group Illphonics, based here in St. Louis. I'm also involved with STL Live Community Liaison, and I'm involved with some content creation there. I'm also a co-partner in this space right here, Treff Punk, which is located at Jefferson and Potomac. And I've done a lot of different things within the community. And my day job is I am the actual coordinator for the Multicultural Center and International Student Affairs at Webster University. I think the one thing I've learned as a traveling artist is how creative we really are and how really talented we are. I've been able to proudly say I've played everywhere from LA to New York, New Orleans up to Chicago. And when people see and hear St. Louis artists, whether it's visual arts or it's, music, they're blown away by how talented we are. I think the biggest thing for me as an artist is to be home and work with other like-minded artists to show our people here that we have something special. I think that we're very creative people in the sense that on the cuff we make things happen. The ingenuity of our community is amazing. It's something that I don't think we give ourselves enough love for. And I think that's one of the biggest things for me as a St. Louisan is to inject that self-esteem back into our community. We can do anything anybody else does. We just have to believe in what we're doing and stay true to who we are as a city. Pride is crucial because I feel like the energy you give off is the energy that will be put back into the community. If you love your home and you love the things that are going on here, it's infectious. It rolls over to the next person. And when people get that energy, they start to get involved and whatnot. I think looking at the news and whatnot, people paint this picture of St. Louis as this dark and dire place. And what you'll learn about any place you go, whether it's Detroit, Chicago, New York, Houston, there's bad things everywhere. But if you really look at the core of these cities, they're really great places because of the people. And St. Louis is at the top of the echelon with that because this city has been through so much and been through so many things. At times it seems like the things we've been through was ahead of the curve for everybody else. So we're resilient and we know how to deal with things in situations that most other cities are just learning to deal with or they haven't encountered yet. So I think that, tenacity of the people makes civic pride, It's something that just comes along with the territory. I just think once you go through it all and you show that dedication to your home and whatnot, it just spreads, So it's just important that people love where they're from and understand that there's highs and lows and that this is really a marathon, it's not a sprint. It takes time to create meaningful change. And I think that's something that we all have to think and speak to is that we know that we want things to happen overnight and we know that there's hills that we have to climb, but you just kind of have to stay steadfast and really believe in what you're doing. And things change when there are folks in large numbers. So the more people you can get on board, the better. I think it's necessary to have more champions because I look at it as a role model example. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing if you have opportunities to go elsewhere. Of course, I want you to go where your heart is and what's gonna create, the best financial situation and the best holistic situation for you. But when kids, because I look at the children and the folks coming up behind me on whatever scene I'm involved with as the people that are going to be the torchbearers. If they have a living model of what it can look like, I want them to see that and say, how can I take it to the next level? And so it's important that everybody, not everybody can stay, but it's important that people stick around and really put that work in and whatnot, because that's how you really create the change you want, and put yourself in the community and infuse your ideas into the community and work with the community to create the situations that you want. I think one of the biggest things that I say online is create the culture that you want. If it doesn't exist, how can I make it exist? How can I get involved to the point where people are saying, you know what, we don't have, visual art the way that we would like in our galleries. So how can we create that? We don't have music the way we want. How can we create that? Or just events in general, whatever it may be. But I think that's very, very crucial is that the city needs role models. It needs people to put in that work and be willing to put your neck out and really to step out there and take it to the next level. Hello. My name is Larry Fallout Morris. I am the front man for the hip hop fusion group Illphonics, and I I'm a St. Louis champion.